Real stories, real life, real talk with Suff Tuff. Hi, and welcome to another edition of Around the World this week on this amazing channel. Without any hesitation, let's go straight to what we successfully covered or uncovered this week. Let's go. Let me tell you a story that sounds absolutely insane. A woman walking down the aisle, smiling, holding flowers. But the groom she's marrying, you can't see him. You can't touch him because he is not human. He is an AI character she created on ChatGPT. Crazy, right? But this story isn't as simple as it seems. When this news first came out, everyone laughed. People have lost their minds. How can you marry something that doesn't exist? What is the world turning into? But behind her wedding dress, behind the ceremony, lies a truth millions of people are quietly living with. A truth nobody wants to talk about. You see, this woman spent years feeling invisible. Not because she wasn't beautiful, not because she wasn't smart, but because every relationship she tried ended the same way, with her feelings unwanted, unheard, or simply not enough. Then one day, she created an AI character, a character who listened to her, who talked to her, who remembered everything she said, and never judged her for it. For the first time in her life, she felt safe, she felt valued, she felt loved, or at least something that resembled love. And slowly, the lines between reality and comfort started to blur. Was it real love? Was it imagination? Or was it simply loneliness, finding a place to pray? People say, how do you marry someone you can't touch? But for her, the real question was, how do you keep loving people who always touch you, but never truly feel you? To her, the AI wasn't a computer. It was the only thing that made her feel seen. And the ceremony, it wasn't about technology. It was about healing, something that had been broken inside her for years. So yes, marrying AI looks shocking, but maybe the real shocking isn't the wedding. Maybe the real shock is this. We live in a world so lonely, so harsh, so full of judgment that for some people, an invisible partner feels safer than a real one. And if that doesn't say something about the world we are living in today, I don't know what does. Nigeria and DR Congo battled for 120 minutes. They say football is unpredictable, but nobody expected this. A World Cup qualifier ending not just in penalties, but in accusation of black magic. Yes, actual voodoo. And the craziest part, what this story reveals about Africa goes way deeper than football. Nigeria and DR Congo battled for 120 minutes. Tension, sweat, hope. One match standing between two nations and the world's biggest stage. But when the penalties came, everything snapped. Nigeria's coach, Eric Chelle, suddenly rushed towards the Congo bench, furious, pointing, shouting. After the match, he claimed something unbelievable, that Congo staff were using voodoo during every penalty kick. Throwing water, doing gestures, some kind of ritual, he said. To him, it wasn't just a game, it was spiritual warfare. Congo denied it, their players laughed it off. Even Nigeria's captain didn't back up the story. But social media exploded. Memes everywhere, people asking, so Congo can use voodoo to win a penalty shootout, but not to fix the crisis their country has faced for decades. Harsh, but that joke hides a painful truth. Because if voodoo truly had the power to decide football games, then why hasn't it stopped years of conflict in Eastern Congo? Why hasn't it stabilized the economy, healed their politics, protect their women and children from violence? It's simple. This wasn't magic. This was a moment of frustration. A coach trying to find answers after losing something priceless. And sometimes blaming the supernatural is easier than facing the reality. Football is cruel, penalties are crueler, and pressure makes even the strongest men say wild things. But here is the funny part. In that emotional moment, Africa didn't see a match. We saw a mirror, a reminder of how quickly we jump to superstitions, how easily we blame spirits instead of systems, and how football, of all things, exposes the fears we never admit. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't voodoo that beat Nigeria, it was football. And football never needed magic to break a nation's heart. You wouldn't believe the magnificent story behind this beautiful portrait either. Imagine creating something with your own hands, and long after you're gone, it sells for $236 million. Not because you are alive to celebrate it, but because the world suddenly decides your work is priceless. This is the unbelievable story of a painting that survived war, lies, Nazis, fire, and still became the most valuable modern art ever sold. At Sotheby's, New York, the room was silent. Buyers from around the world waited. Billionaires, collectors, institutions. Then the auctioneer lifted his hammer and the bidding war began. It wasn't just a painting being sold. It was a piece of Gustav Klimt's soul and a fragment of a woman's unbelievable life story. The portrait shows Elizabeth Lederer, a young Viennese woman from a powerful family who adored art. Her family supported Klimt when many others didn't. They opened their home to him, trusted him, and allowed him to create some of his most unforgettable works. But what most people don't know is this. Years later, as the world fell into chaos during the Nazi occupation, Elizabeth faced danger. She was Jewish. Her life was at risk. Desperate, she made a shocking claim. She said Klimt was actually her father. Unbelievably, the claim helped save her. While her world was collapsing, the painting survived horrors she barely escaped. Most of her family's collection was looted by the Nazis. Many paintings were destroyed in fires set to erase evidence. But this one portrait found a way through history. It passed through hands, disappeared, reappeared until it finally landed in the legendary collection of billionaire Leonard Lauder. Fast forward to 2025, the auction begins. Collectors go to war for it. Minutes turn into battle of pride, wealth, power, and history. Bid after bid, over $150 million, then $170 million, then $200 million, until finally $236.4 million. The hammer drops. History written. This wasn't just the sale of a portrait, it was the sale of a story, a life, a miracle of survival. A reminder that art doesn't just hang on walls, it carries the scars, secret, and triumphs of the people who lived before us. And today, that portrait stands as the most valuable work of modern art ever sold. A silent survivor of war, a symbol of beauty and tragedy intertwined, and proof that sometimes the value of a thing isn't in the paint, but in the history behind it. You wouldn't believe the magnificent story behind this beautiful portrait either. It is currently on auction, so if you're interested, send me a DM. Real stories, real life, real talk with Suff Tuff. Thanks for watching, fam. Don't forget to hit that like, drop a comment, and also subscribe for more stories and real life adventures. Until next time, stay true, stay tough.